I tested 4 of the best AI video generators of 2026 to determine which one is actually the best for creating realistic videos. Our first test is camera control. I'm gonna make the camera rush down to street level and track a man running from behind. Kling 3.0. Okay, I just love everything about this shot. In the start, there's a really subtle handheld camera shake, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending what you're going for. As the camera pans down, there's a happy accident. That was the exact same thing my parents called me. When the hovercraft swings across the camera's path, it just looks incredible. Another cool detail is that camera tilt. And then we get our dude running. The guy running looks a little bit CGI, so I'm gonna bring this down a tad. 4.7 out of 5. Seedance 2.0. It's a very different vibe from Kling. I notice a lot with Kling, you get a more handheld human feel to the camera movement. But with Seedance 2.0, you get a more fluid camera movement that does interact better with the environment. You can tell that the cars on the road are facing the wrong direction. Maybe there's just a lot of drunk people out tonight, or maybe they're in England. With the speed and motion blur, it is just very hard to notice. 4.8 out of 5. Luma 3.14. Luma was on drugs. Yeah, this is just awful. It hurts even more knowing that Luma is one of the most pricey AI models. The camera movement is just weak sauce. It's not dynamic like Kling or Seedance. And our guy running just appears out of nowhere and he looks like he's wearing a fat suit. And right in the middle, it looks like a failed render of the runner. 2.1 out of 5. Google Veo 3.1. Just like the Star Wars sequel trilogy, I really wanted to love this, but I was disappointed. I'll actually say that the running animation is by far the most lifelike out of the other 3 models, but it really goofed up by splitting the scene into 2 shots. Even though our runner looks the best and the running motion, the camera control test was a big failure for Google. I'm giving it a 1.2 out of 5. Next up, we're testing lip syncing. So here I got a e-girl. She is definitely not the girl of my dreams. Don't ask.
Peter picked a purple paper bag, but Bobby bought a big blue box.
Solid job. There weren't any major lip syncing errors I can see here. I did notice that her top teeth does change sizes when talking, and I think her voice is kind of flat and has that hint of AI tone to it. I really like the beginning when she takes a quick breath before speaking. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Okay, Seedance 2.0.
Peter picked a purple paper bag, but Bobby bought a big blue box.
See this right here? I got goosebumps. Not only was the lip syncing incredible, the voice, it was twice as good as Kling's. It is definitely good enough to fool anybody's grandma. Well, that's not a high bar because even a GTA 5 cutscene could probably do the same. Really loving what Seedance has been giving me. 5 out of 5.
Peter picked a purple paper bag, but Bobby bought a big blue box.
I just gotta say, this is by far my favorite lip syncing generation. I love how her eyes shift when she pauses, like she's thinking of what to say next. And with all these models, you could upload a pre-recording dialogue if you wanted to. But for these prompts, I'm just doing text to speech. Good job, Luma. 5 out of 5. Google Veo 3.1.
Peter picked a purple paper bag, but Bobby bought a big blue box.
Yeah, this is bad. I wish I could get my credits back from Google. The native voice generation just screams AI to me. It has that very artificial, tinny voice quality.
Peter picked a purple paper bag, but Bobby bought a big blue box.
The mouth and lip area just turn into this like terrible CGI waxy look that's incredibly off-putting, and her teeth are morphing so bad. I'm going to give it a 1.7 out of 5. Now I'm going to be testing how each model handles motion. Here is a dancer at a gym. She takes 2 sharp steps forward, spins once, drops low into a smooth floor move, then springs into a clean, athletic backflip before landing with controlled balance and then rising into a final pose. Kling 3.0. Okay? The first move she hits looks good, but then she makes this awkward looking spin like she's about to fall. Then it looks like she's about to do a backflip when she has other plans to morph her whole body into a backwards handspring. 1.2 out of 5. Seedance 2.0. Now I know where dance comes from in Seedance. Let's watch it again. She does all the motions perfectly without morphing at all. And just the character consistency throughout all these complex motions and movements is just outstanding. This is the easiest 5 out of 5. Luma 3.14. At first look, it does look passable, and then she grows a third leg, and she does not do a backflip. 1.7 out of 5. Google 3.1. Google disappoints yet again. I'm pretty sure if someone ever pulled this move in real life, they'd never walk again. Also, apparently these dance moves are taking place with very little gravity. If I was generating this for a client, there is no way this would be usable. 0.8 out of 5. Now, I'll be testing each model with text consistency. I made a billboard advertising ball juice, trademark pending. This truck will pass by the billboard, and in theory, the text should remain the same. After watching this video literally 10 times in a row, I noticed that through the truck's cab window, the word game was kind of falling apart a bit. Seedance 2.0. Seedance, coming up big again. I swear this video is not sponsored by Seedance, it's just really good. Text even remains consistent through the truck's window. Great job. 5 out of 5. Luma 3.1. I'm not super impressed. We got some very slight shifting around with the text, and there's a little glitch with the text in the truck window. I have no clue why the truck is veering off the road. 3.7 out of 5. Google Veo 3.1. I like that camera movement. I was actually surprised how well it held up. There's a bit of a glitch on the right side of the billboard, but all the text held up really well. 4.7 out of 5. Our next category is object consistency. To test this, I got a picture of a dog in a raincoat, and for the prompt, the dog will walk through the puddle and then eat a hot dog on the ground. Kling 3.0. For some annoying reason, it made the dog move in slow motion. The goggles and raincoat held up like a dream. I noticed a tiny bit of morphing on the ring of the dog's collar. The hot dog does interact really well with the dog. I just kinda wish the dog would chew the hot dog apart. 3.5 out of 5. Seedance 2.0. Ignoring that very 2010s YouTube intro music, solid generation. I just think it's a bit inaccurate how the dog chews the hot dog. If that was my dog, that hot dog would be long gone. Luma 3.14. Finally, a generation that's not going in slow motion. I really like the detail of the people walking on the street. The hot dog is very weird though. It's like it tried putting 2 dogs into one bun. I just love how the dog immediately vacuums up that hot dog. 4.7 out of 5. Google Veo 3.1. Do I think an animation of a dog eating a hot dog could be any better? Probably. Do I love it? Yes. 4.4 out of 5. I'm a complete sucker for transitions, so I just had to make it a category. For this prompt, we start with this old guy. Then the camera will pan out to this second image of a younger soldier. I totally didn't rip off Saving Private Ryan. Kling 3.0. Okay, there's some things I really love about this, and some things I'm not a fan of. The transition of his hair growing back looks cartoonish and fake. It's also really confusing why his cheeks turn brown. I think it might be because Kling wanted to put a beard on him, but it wasn't completely sure. Now the thing I absolutely love is that explosion in the background. It does a fantastic job of blending those 2 different locations together. 3.6 out of 5. Seedance 2.0. The major problem I have is with the background transition. 3.8 out of 5.
我们都知道，时间是最好的良药，可它治愈了你的伤口，却磨平了我的棱角。
I am just completely lost for words why all of a sudden there's a Chinese narrator. If anyone can speak Chinese, please let me know what they're saying. If we're just looking at the transition, it's incredible. You can see the soldiers and smoke at the graveyard background, and maybe other than Seedance, it's the best transition I so far. 4.8 out of 5. The transition does look cool, but it wasn't what I asked for. And there's no cool explosions in the background, or soldiers. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Before I tally up all the scores to determine the best model, I have one more category, VFX. For this prompt, I want red lasers to shoot out of the baby's eyes and slice the couch in half. This is just too fun, man. The whole animation of that couch getting sliced in half just put a really stupid smile on my face. Also, I really like how the cushions fall down. 3.7 out of 5. Seedance 2.0. The laser animation gets a 5 out of 5, easy. Also, the details are really good, like just look at that lens flare. And we get even a red glow reflection on the background environment. The couch being cut in half isn't very good, but it still does it technically. 4 out of 5. Luma 3.14. Also, we got a problem with the laser animation when the baby's head turns towards the couch. It kind of just disappears from its right eye, which is weird. I do really like how the couch gets cut in half. That is probably the best couch being cut. The baby has a block in its hand and then it magically gets multiplied. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. And Google would not let me generate anything with this prompt. Apparently, Google has something against baby shooting lasers. I have no choice but to give Google a 0 out of 5. And here are the final rankings. In last place is Google Veo 3.1 with an average of 2.11 out of 5. Third place is Kling 3.0, an average rating of 3.4 out of 5. Runner-up is Luma 3.14 with an average rating of 3.67 out of 5. And in number 1 place, with no doubt, is Seedance 2.0, with an average of 4.6 out of 5. Here's a look of each model's ranking side by side. So in conclusion, which of these 4 AI video models do I recommend? Overall, I'd go with Kling 3.0. The native audio is great. Sometimes it can mess up lip syncing. Also, Kling 3.0 is by far the most affordable model on this list. Yes, it may struggle with doing more complicated motions. However, for that price and overall quality, it is my pick for the average person. However, if you don't mind spending the big bucks, then Seedance 2.0 is the best option for you. What Seedance 2.0 does extremely well is with character movement and motion, and in the other categories, it is good as, if not even better, compared to the other models. Google Veo 3.1 has been somewhat of a disappointment. To be fair, it is by far the oldest model. Luma 3.14 is really good, but me personally, I would rather spend that extra money to get a higher quality generation with Seedance 2.0. Consider subscribing and liking for more AI filmmaking content.